Thank you very much, guys. As you said, the first time the red team, the team on the left, has won today, which I guess doesn't really mean anything. Guys, we were cut off in the middle of the 10 ships discussion. We saw 10 ships versus 7 ships. Kill 2, do you go with 10? Do you go with whatever fits your setup? Is there like a policy on this?
What do we call it? Conventional wisdom? Or
Conventional wisdom, yes.
for me, would dictate
Yes.
go with 7 ships. If your concept would call for it, don't make a compromise to bring the full 10. But I think bringing 10 is good, and I'm not sure which is more important. That's why I'm so interested in the topic.
Well, that's cool.
Well, if you bring 10 ships, even the frigates have enough mid slots to put some nice E-war in, so you can run more E-war, but obviously you've got to be careful how you distribute your E-war between the frigates, because they'll probably get eaten by drones, basically. So I agree that if your setup is solid with 7 ships, don't take one of your solid ships out just to make up the points, so you can then put field 4 destroyers and so on. It'd be interesting to see the graph, but.
So basically, have a plan, stick to it.
Have a plan and stick to it. Yeah, don't try and get yourself into difficulties with your setup just to fit in an extra 4 ships.
Or a Badger.
Or a Badger. Although this is I think the 3rd time we've seen the Badger now, and every team that's fielded a Badger Mark II has won. Still 100%, whereas AT5 has failed.
Talking about plans, we saw the Drake in Tyrax Thork's setup earlier today, and we were wondering if he put the Drake in to spite us. And I just got a message from Tyrax saying that he put it in specifically for me, which makes it a little bit awesome, because you're kind of
That makes you feel special.
Yeah, it makes me feel special.
As if your castle didn't make you feel special enough.
I mean,
you swung the match then.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess Drakes are okay. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong? I've been wrong before. I suggested that people should ride bears. Turns out, if you sit on a bear, it will fucking eat you. That was a really bad idea. Anyway, I've been wrong before, as I said.
I would love to ride bears as well as use Drakes. But I'll take your advice and not try it.
Yeah, it's a really bad idea.
Would a bear eat a Drake?
Yes. We've seen quite a few T3 ships. We're seeing them now. The difference, of course, this weekend is that the winning team potentially goes through, 5 matches?
Yeah, lots of matches.
We haven't seen that many. We've seen a few T3 ships. We haven't seen the all-out Red Overlord 5 T3 ships. Is this because people are afraid of potentially, even if they win, have 1 or 2 pilots that lose skill points and will have to go through the last 4 games, for example? Do you think that comes into the equation?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that what the worst case scenario is, you go from like having 4 skill and 1 into 3 or something like that. I mean, you're not going to lose multiple pilots and multiple T3 ships for several matches on the way to the finals, even if you're bringing a setup with lots of them. I don't think.
If you're losing that many, you're just going to get knocked out.
Yeah, you're going to lose. And so I think that if they thought that was the best ship strategy to get them through the tournament, they would do it, even with the risk of losing perhaps some skills. But I don't know.
It's certainly possible if you've got all 5s, which I imagine many of these pilots have. If you lose from level 5 to level 4 in one of the fitting subsystems, so either CPU in case of the Tengus, or grid on Proteus, you might not be able to fit your setup anymore.
Exactly, and I mean,
let's remember,
but
bigger
there are 5
alliances.
matches.
Yes, and big alliances though will have spare pilots.
Yeah.
It'll really be the smaller alliances, but you've got to weigh it up between do you bring out the setup that will get you through, and then risk maybe losing a pilot, so you might switch to a different setup to the next match, or just not getting through at all.
You know what, I think we should just grab a minute to look at the prizes that these young gentlemen and gentlewomen are fighting for. If we could get that graph up. There they are, the frigate and the cruiser, especially designed for this tournament, that will be in the hands of the winners. Would you guys like one of these?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Well, I mean, I can't give them out to you, sadly. It is exclusively to the winning team. They will be given BPCs to these ships, so they can make them themselves.
And the second place team?
First place team gets the cruiser BPCs, and the second place team gets the frigate BPC. But I'd actually like the frigates because I love the Rifter. Yes, exactly. It's just...
even from the beginning, Rifter's been like one of my favourite looking ships in the game.
Yes.
When they add more like wingy bits to it.
Yep. Yes, wingy bits.
It only makes it look better.
Wingy bits are, of course, also a crucial component of PvP.
Wingy bits and missile pods.
Only 49 of the frigates will have the wingy bits on though, because we've stolen one for our table.
Yes, that's true.
49 and a half.
Were you responsible for designing, or part of the design for the ships?
Yes, I was.
I think I heard Tech 2 and Faction both in the like description of the ships?
Mm.
So do they have like Tech 2 resists?
They're not specifically built for faction or Tech 2. I mean, the basic mold was we'll take a frigate and just make it awesome. So it's Tech Awesome. You could call it Tech 4. Tech 4, Tech Awesome.
We'll call it Tech Soundwave.
Yeah, Tech Soundwave, pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Tech Soundwave, best wave, as they say.
Who says?
As they say, yeah. And talking about the, going back to our previous points about 10 ships, these small ships that fly around in web, why is that important? Why is it important to web people? I mean, it's an arena, you can't really go anywhere.
Oh, there's so many reasons why it's important.
Go ahead.
Well, there's a lot. There's like the torpedo ships
Yeah.
we've seen and other missile ships that having lower velocity actually increases their damage, which is also true for turret ships. If you have Abaddons and then you have some stuff that's moving around real fast that's not tackled, then the Abaddons won't hit it. So that's important. And the most important role I think we've seen for tackling in the tournament is actually similar to the role for tackling on TQ, which is that if you can't keep people in place, then they leave and then you can't kill them. We saw, a Tengu kill 4 battlecruisers because no one could pin him down. If they could all get on top of him, they could kill him fine, but they didn't have tacklers. So if you have a Freki with some webs that can hold stuff in place, it's easier for your team to kill it.
I think on that battlecruiser one, they didn't have enough cap to run their micro warp drives to get in range,
Yeah.
and when one got in range, it got eaten,
Right.
and it didn't have enough time to tackle it, so the others could catch up. So
Yeah.
But the frigs don't have that kind of problem.
if you can dictate range by webbing your target, which is the other way around to what happened there, you can get out of range, you can make them be unable to hit you, especially if you've got tracking disruptors with optimal range on as well. The two work really well together.
And I mean, mentioning that Tengu incident, we've said that the Tengu is a really good ship, which is true. But in that particular case, it also came down to the pilot, didn't it? I mean, he did exactly the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't think the right thing was super tricky to figure out in that spot. And when you're in a ship like a Tengu, you want to get away from everybody and keep hitting F1 through F8, which he did a really good job of. But
That's slightly patronizing.
it's possible to mess that
Yeah,
up. He could have
because-
flown towards them and hit F1 through
He
F8.
could have
He would
thought,
lost.
Keys are like
or
right
F8
next to
But
each other.
he might have weapon
Yeah.
grouped as well, so you only have to press F1, so it's even easier.
Yeah, weapon grouping.
But he did, I mean, yeah, keeping distance is, those Caldari pilots, sometimes it's hard to remember.
Yeah.
But he did a good job at it.
Especially if you're a mission running and you sort of just warp in and sit there and just spam missiles everywhere. You're not used to actually moving at all. So the tournament can be a bit of a, bit
So
for those,
the lesson here
Caldari
is if
pilots.
you run the tournament like you run your mission running.
You'll be sat still and get eaten.
Except the exact same ships are good at it. So
That's
maybe missioners should band
Maybe
together.
we should just have massive mission running tournaments.
Yes.
No.
People
No.
would pay to watch that.
We have the 4th District versus, can anyone pronounce the Romanian league?
Yeah, Legiunea Romana.
Legiunea Romana.
Legiunea Romana.
Easy peasy.
No.
It's easy. I can now.
They were
Legiunea
nice
Romana.
enough to supply us an MP3
Really?
of someone pronouncing their name correctly so that we could practice.
Yep.
And as caring experts, we took the time.
I didn't listen to it.
I think it's actually amazing that they sent us an MP3.
It is kind of amazing.
It was good.
And now
people said
everyone's saying it the right way.
Hopefully so, yes.
Legiunea Romana.
Yeah, just like that.
I think there's some R rolling and stuff that I don't
Legiunea
take.
Romana.
Yeah,
But I don't
it's
care
probably
about
not like 100% kosher.
I'm not
but I
trying
mean,
to learn
it's
it.
going there. No.
Speak other languages and stuff here. It's not
Guys.
that important.
Who's going to win though?
What?
The
Legiunea
Romana
Romana.
or the 4th District?
I'm going to pick 4th District because they knocked out Agony, so I want them to go forward and do well.
So you can use it kind of as a bit of a crutch.
Well, I think we were beaten by Hun Reloaded in the 4th, so
Yeah, fair enough. Kill 2.
Yeah. They both brought cool setups, but wow, I'm going to say the 4th District now that I'm looking at what they brought before.
Yeah.
The Legiunea Romana brought some crazy maelstroms and stuff, and I'm not cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 4th District. It was 4th District. It was one of the only fights I managed to get time to see in between updating the website from some of the preliminaries, so I've been impressed with them so far.
Okay, I'm going to go for Legiunea Romana, and we are going to see what happens right now.